come decorate a baseball cookie with me. You'll want to grab your edible pen for the baseball as well, and you're just going to draw 2 curves. You're just going to freehand it, creating that kind of like base of what a baseball looks like. And if you feel like you didn't freehand it well, just go back over it because all of this is going to be covered in icing. We're going to start by outlining that center piece that we just drew the curved lines of onto the cookie. We're going to do those pieces first, and then the outline of the cookie on the top and the bottom of that section. So the middle of our baseball is what we're going to fill in first. And I'm just making sure I have a very clear border so I can fill in with the same icing. That's our hybrid icing here. It does the outline, it does the fill. And I'm just going to go over these lines again because sometimes I like to have a very clear delineation. I find it helps with the icing not overflowing. Sometimes the icing just overflows. Sometimes it's just a little too thin. But if I create a really firm wall with my outline, if I go over it a couple times, then I can kind of prevent that from happening. And then I'm coming in with my flood, and sometimes I go directly against that outline. Sometimes I start in the middle and work my way out. It's a choice. There's not a ton of rhyme or reason to it, and I'm just going back and forth. There is no right way to flood a cookie. You do not have to do it in any sort of prescribed manner. Most of the time, and you'll see this with a lot of cookiers online, how we flood for a video we're recording is different than how we flood when we're just decorating cookies. Sometimes you'll go in these really nice sweeping motions, but most of the time my hand hurts and I'm readjusting and I'm changing how I'm flooding. As you can see, I did right there of let's stop going in sweeping motions. Let's just fill in this section. And then I'm going to come in with my scribe, even everything out, make sure I fill in all of those little spaces. And I'm going to do that on both sides. It also helps you kind of dissolve away that outline so it's not as apparent when you're looking at the cookie that there's an outline and a fill. After that has matted over, so in the full sports cookie set, I recommend kind of going through some of the other cookies. There's a lot of stages of decorating in this set, so there's a lot of opportunity to kind of switch up what you're decorating and allow for dry time. And so that's what you're going to want to do with this baseball as well. You're going to let that crust over a little bit, get a little bit matte. It's not going to be as glossy so that you can come in and do the outside edges. And they're not going to blend into one another. And most of my icing is pretty self-leveling with this white, so I don't need my scribe's not doing a ton of work, but I'm just making sure I'm getting right to those corners so everything is as crisp and filled in as possible. And for these outside edges, you're going to want to outline all of the area, not just the outside of the cookie, but also against that curved intersection, so that you can have a clear delineation again between each section. And then you're going to come in and fill with your flood and just go slow. And again, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no correct way to flood. As long as you are staying inside the lines and you are adding enough icing, that is the correct way to flood. Everyone has their little personal preferences when it comes to flooding a cookie, and it doesn't matter. After that has dried again, after that has crusted over, you're going to come in with the red. And I liked the best doing angled angled short red lines on one side. And I apologize for it really focusing on my thumb and not so much the cookie, but hopefully you can get the idea here. You're doing short angles. If you really want to be precise about it, you could probably come in with a little edible pen or something and mark where you want to put these lines. I didn't feel it needed to be so specific. And then you're going to turn your cookie around and keep that same, it's almost like an arrow shape of those stitches on your cookie. And one thing I learned looking up how to decorate, or not how to decorate, what baseballs look like to come up with these directions for decorating this cookie is that the arrows will go one direction on one side and another direction on the other side. And that's because all the way around the baseball, the stitching is kind of done in one singular direction. But when you look at a baseball, especially at this angle, it looks like they're two different directions. I feel like I explained that really poorly again, but hopefully you understood what I was saying. So now we're going to repeat this again, going one side, angling up, and just doing little short lines. And it might be helpful to practice doing this on a paper towel so you can kind of do that blob and lift method where you're just dabbing the cookie slightly and then lifting up your icing and letting it fall onto your cookie so you can have very clear lines. And we're going to turn the cookie and complete those arrows on the other side of that seam. So the helpful thing about the seam lines on the baseball, you might think, well, that felt a little unnecessary, but it's giving you guidelines for how to pipe on these stitches, these red stitches. It's giving you that line to work towards and to work from so you can have very clear stitches and a guideline for your stitches. And that completes the baseball cookie. It's part of the sports cookie set. Download the guide below. Try it out. Let me know how it goes.